Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Secret World. I've adjusted the resolution of the game, so hopefully this will not black bar in YouTube anymore. It's not the ideal resolution for my monitor, but hey, creating good quality videos is more important. So, if you remember from our last video, we were out here on Pyramid Point, just finishing off putting back down a bunch of zombies, and we ran across a message in a bottle, which has us taking a message back to Norma Creed, and we also ran across a bottle of, well, not a bottle, but a box of flares, which they want to set off apparently. But if I remember correctly, let's see, light in the sky, the next location is here. We can do that on our way to talk to Norma. Shouldn't be much of a problem. So, we're now running on issue 6. The next major patch of the Secret World has come out. For the most part, people of you interested in PvE content will have another large set of missions to go through, which are quite good. Mostly sabotage missions, with a couple of action missions mixed in there. And those of you who also do PvP should also be happy. Simply because... let me pull up the appropriate UI. You can now queue, and I'm not going to do it here, but you can now queue for multiple battlegrounds. So everything can be queued for, all at once. And not only, oops, I shouldn't have put that away so quickly. There's also now a PvP experience system where you can rank up. Now this is not going to give you anything that actually improves your performance, and it is mostly limited to cosmetic stuff. For example, they have an entirely new set of costumes that you can pick for going into PvP with. So if you're a really high-ranked PvP player, you're going to have a really kick-ass costume and stand out in the mess of players. Not entirely sure we do want to go for that immediately, just because a lot of these drog around here are yellow dots. So they are considered slightly difficult for our current SP expenditure. Away. I might be able to thread my way through them on the beach. Looks like it might be possible. Go away. Alright, there he goes. Let's see if we can thread our way through the... let's try taking one of them out. A yellow shouldn't be too bad in Kingsmith, so... famous last words, right? Dodge out of the white circles that he throws up. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. As long as we don't pull multiples of them. And we will set off the second signal flare here. And up it goes. Pretty. No visible response, however. Next one is further down the pier, so we will get that later. I did notice as we were running by here, there's another box mission. I believe we have one slot open. We do. So we're going to pick this one up as well. Book of Voodoo. Book of the Boker. A book of voodoo stands out in an abandoned garage sale. It contains helpful recipes and incantations for various situations. One of them is a powder that can disorient zombies and stop them in their tracks. Could come in handy. The recipe lists a series of ingredients that are easily acquired. Search the area and collect the components. So we need dry beach sand, pumpkin seeds, and potting mix. And potting mix is down here. dry beach sand, pumpkin seeds. So they're all in the general area, so this is going to be good to kind of do while we're here. Let's head back and grab the potting mix first. And just because a little bit of extra XP doesn't always hurt, we'll take this one out as we run by. Not stand in the green nasty stuff. There we go. That one took a little bit more out of our health. Should be potting mix around here. If I remember correctly, it's on the other side of the fence. There it is. Alrighty. And the next bit is near Norma, so we might as well head up and turn in the quest to her. And message delivered. The typical not turn.
Well now, I'm not much fit for entertaining, but I reckon you ain't much in the mood for hospitality either, am I right? Oh, not a big talker, eh? I'm used to that from a surly husband, and kids more comfortable with kicking a ball around and having a conversation with their ma. Name's Nama. Nama Creed. Raised a family up here before this dungeon thick fog came took him is my story. Helen sent you over to check on me, I reckon. Now, your concern is wicked kind, but I don't need any pitying. I got my shotgun, I got what's left of my wits. I'll manage. Now, this hullabaloo began after the Lady Margaret came back. My husband Larry, the others, we all thought that they'd gone missing out there, but the sea took them. They came back. Whole town could finally breathe again. But then came that fog, like it was following them back to shore. 'Twas right, said they, such birds to slay, that bring the fog and mist. Don't ask me where I got that from. Probably heard it on Oprah. Never got to ask Larry about what happened in those weeks they were gone. Been around gift horses long enough not to look him in the mouth. He was back. Thought life would go on the way life goes on, one day at a time. When the fog lifts enough to see the Lady Margaret laid up in the harbor, covered in that red seaweed, I always wonder if he'd still be here if I had.
And there we've progressed our main storyline a little bit by talking to Norma, or at least having her talk at us. As you've probably noticed already, our hero is of the silent variety, which is a deliberate design choice so that it doesn't really clash with your mental idea of what your character might sound like. So, we notice that she does have an action mission, and it's rated hard, but I think we'll be okay with it. There's also an investigation, but we'll do the action one first.
Yeah, you'd think these wet bits would just fizzle on the bonfire, but no, they sparkle like kindling wood. That's heartening. Geez, what a mess. Good thing I'm not particular. Now I'm used to getting my hands dirty. Fish guts, childbirth, sutures, the dead. Yeah, maybe I was born for this work. That don't sound right. Nobody's made for this ungodly work. Except maybe this old thing. So I kill and I chop and I burn, but there's more of them every day, and I feel like I'm pushing a very big stone up a very steep mountain, and it keeps rolling back down. What do you call that? Sisyphean? Or is that when you get a burning in your privates? My idea of culture is reruns of Cheers and, you know, not ancient Greek mythology. Well, the old gal ain't a proper match for everything that turns up on my doorstep. Seems she's too much for most of it. Spreads a bone of dead man's guts all over the place. Well, there's no time to gather it all up before we're right back up in the thick of it. And they never stop coming. They never stop coming.
Oh, she certainly has a problem, as does pretty much everybody else in town. So, go to the back of Norma's house, where we will defend it from oncoming zombies. We are sitting on a good chunk of SP, but we don't have anything really to equip that needs it. Let me actually check to see... Okay, so we already have one rank in each of our talisman skills. With 4 points, I think we'll be okay. I'm going to rank up our shotgun a little bit. Now, these are okay to rank up a little bit ahead. I mean, everything's okay to rank up a little ahead. But the other advantage of ranking up the skills for your weapons is that you're going to be less likely to miss. As you know, part of the whole miss/glance formula is based on the difference between your weapon skill and the target. So that'll help us a little bit, I think, with damage output. But these guys are all, as you can see, just white. Oh. Come back. And if I can remember what my keybinds are, there we go. No, that's not mine. Oh, somebody else is doing this too, that'll help us. More zombies have shown up. Again, you can kind of see the advantage of the shotgun in AoE situations because we're putting resources on all the targets we hit at once. So as long as our consumers come up, let's not stand in that, we can keep using them on the zombies without actually having to rebuild. Alright, well, we've held them off. We now need to collect various zombie body parts. Nothing drives down home values faster than random zombie parts on the lawn. Though I suppose the rundown car doesn't help either. And we will dispose of them by tossing them onto a bonfire. And that's certainly not an expected result. Bones fizzled on the bonfire, turning the flame a mystical blue. There are 4 general kinds of zombies in the area. Those that are dry and slow due to age, those that are wet from emerging out of the water, those that run fast, and those that appear to have cultist roots. Find out which zombies' remains cause this particular reaction. So, this is not actually going to give us any more indicators as to where the zombies are. It's just giving us hints as to what kind of zombies they want. We'll grab the beach sand while we're here. And I believe the pumpkin seeds are just up the road. So we kind of have to figure out on our own what... That's a hard one. I know that one's got a nasty one at the end, but we got to figure out kind of on our own what kind of zombies fulfill each of the requirements. Those guys apparently count as fast-moving zombies. We'll pick up the severed hand, because this one is normal. Tomb Raider. A decaying human hand lies in a box near the Mr. Freezy van. Decaying human hand wearing a wedding ring lies in a box near the Mr. Freezy van. An inscription on the ring reads, Eric and Mindy, bound by love, 1874. So let's collect the hand. And there's a ring showing the inscription on the inside. Mr. Freezy, we've got our ice on you. And here we go. Pumpkin seeds. And then we find a large fire to roast these things on to create our object. I believe these are going to count as the wet zombies, but let's try to find some that aren't grouped up, because I don't really want to take on multiples of these at once. And let's not stand for that. There we go. That guy did count, right? He did not count. Oh, because he's probably not a zombie, he's a drog. This probably will, though. Drowned Mariner. Let's not stand for the green stuff. Been playing too many other games. I'm used to standing still while doing damage. I certainly don't have to. Yep, that guy counted as a wet zombie. And since we're near the fire, let's... Oh, here's some more guys we can take out. Should count for our fast-moving zombie parts. Yep. So that finished off all our fast-moving zombies. And we got a ring. Oh, we have a QL2 bracelet. That, I think, is going to be a DPS bracelet. Yes, it is. Alright. Well, we definitely want to equip that. Oops. We still got that bug with the... yeah, so we don't want that bracelet anymore. Get the fire from it. And a QL1 ring. This is basically identical, but just doesn't have any crit power, so I'm going to disassemble that into more fire. This is something that you get for subscribing to the game, or by having a lifetime subscription. This basically gives you 100% more XP for monster kills for an hour, and you can use it every 16 hours. So, for those of you familiar with other MMOs, it's kind of like getting rested experience. Alright, here's the fire for our ingredients. Allow me to apologize for seeming abrupt, impersonal, and presumptuous. I simply feel it is my duty to inform you that you have exhibited great competence in the field, and if you should ever tire of all the work and more promise of play, look. I'm not saying it would be easy, or even possible the way things currently stand. Kristen is still full of cheer and encouragement, I presume. We've met a few times at council meetings. I find her terribly acute. Take a stroll through London sometimes. Breathe in the tradition. See how it feels. That's all I ask. R. Sonic. R. Sonic is actually the guy that you deal with if you are a Templar character. So he's basically trying a little bit of subtle recruitment there. And trying to get you to come, you know, check out the Templars. Maybe you'll switch sides. Now, as far as I'm aware, they have no intention of ever letting you switch sides. So it's just a nice little bit of flavor text to kind of make the world feel more real. And yes, he always kind of talks rather presumptuously like that. Looking for more wet zombies. You'd think I could carry a bucket and just douse them. Here we go. 5. And I've noticed we have 7 AP, so let's see if we can spend that. What do we got? Rapid reload. Reduce the activation time buckshot by ½ a second. Yes, please. We definitely want that, so what do we got that is going to be a little less useful? Let's see. Intensity isn't needed. So let's replace that. There we go. And we'll need another 7 AP for kneecappers, so shouldn't take us too terribly long to get. Here's another wet zombie. Yeah, that's significantly faster. Of course, a cooldown reduction would probably be a little more welcome, so we'll pump it out more often. But I'm not going to complain about a faster activation time. There's 3 zombies. And there's another one here. I'm dubious as to whether we could pull it without getting our friend, but let's try. Nope, we're going to get both. Alright, this is going to get interesting. Remember to use buckshot. That definitely increases my DPS. There we go. Tracking that one, so we need 1 more wet zombie, 5 zombie cultists, and slow and dry zombies. I think the ones that their cultists are actually digging up will count for the slow and dry. So we can kind of do those at the same time. Well, it won't be too bad, because I believe we have to go back to Norma anyway to turn in, because we'll have to toss these things on the fire. So going down here without getting all the wet cultists should be fine in terms of preventing a lot of runaround. Right, zombie cultists. We're switching over to our slightly lower damage shotgun builder just because it allows us to build resources on multiple targets, so we can more quickly dispose of the 2 zombies here. Like so. There's 2 cultists. Let's take out another one here. Not get hit by that. There we go. 2 more cultists, still need the slow and dry ones. I believe the reanimated warriors will count for that. Sure you min-maxers are cringing at my rotation, which isn't so much a rotation as fire things, wait for builder, hit release. Yep, that counted for slow and dry. Because I'm definitely having issues with not firing consumers off exactly when there's 5, so I waste some potential points. But hey, we're surviving, and I don't think I need to worry about that too much until we get into dungeons and the like. 2 more slow and dry, 1 more cultist. No, 2 more cultists. Let's wait a little bit. Actually, we do have the zombie powder that stuns zombies, so it would probably work on these guys. Make our lives just a little bit easier. Yep. I'm always pretty horrible at using consumables, just because I kind of forget that they're there. One more slow and dry one. You're kind of slowly ambling out of the grave there. But I think you have less chance of pulling. Oh, no, there's 2 guys there. Alright, well, come here. Come here. There we go. Stun you. Huh. Kinda got stuck with his foot in the air. I guess you could say he was suffering from the effects of rigor mortis. Alright. We need 2 more cultists and 1 more wet zombie, but we can get the wet zombies on the way back, I think. So, let's clean up these cultists here. Dodge out of that. Hold somebody. Great. Okay, shit. There we go. Switch back. There we go. Wasn't too bad. Now let's go kill our last wet zombie and start tossing bits on the fire. Alright, here we are back at the bonfire. I did cut out the killing of that last zombie. Still kind of fiddling with how I want to edit these. I certainly don't want to show you long travel times, and I don't think I necessarily need to show killing every, member of a multi-kill quest, just because you're here for the content, not necessarily to watch me repeatedly kill zombies over and over again, although maybe you are. So, using the bonfire. So we're first going to throw the dry shambler body parts in the bonfire. Okay, that flares up, but no blue flame. How about the wet body parts? Again, no blue flame. Now the runners. Still no obvious effect, which must mean that the cultist ones. There we go. Cause the blue flame. Let's see. So let's look at tier 4 here. The mystical blue flame came from the remains of the cultists. The creatures are burning blue fires in the woods. There must be a connection. Examine the cultist blue fires. So let's go do that. The fires appear to be part of some dark ritual. The blue fires are being lit all over the forest. Collect more body parts and complete the ritual to see what happens. Yes, because obviously the thing we want to do with dark rituals is make sure they finish, just to see what happens. So we've got another 15 of these to kill. I will probably cut out the killing of most of them, just because, again, that's not going to make for particularly entertaining watching, as you've seen kind of how the combat's working so far. I don't see any real need to continue to show it off. Though, of course, when we do get new abilities, I will definitely make sure to put some combat in associated with them to show how it changes things. Anyway. See you again after 15 zombies. Alright, welcome back everyone. Here we are on Pyramid Point. We've killed the 15 zombies, and we're here to relight the cultist fires. I also took the liberty to kind of clear out the area a little bit, so hopefully we aren't disturbed while lighting these 3 fires. Other than that, all you really missed out on is a bunch of zombie killing. Alright, and defeat the cult leader. Alright, let's do so. Come here. Too slow. Too slow again. Your reflexes are dead. There we go. Cult leader defeated. Getting involved in enemy rituals is very proactive of you. Just try not to summon anything out of your league. These cultist zombies are unlike the regular island and shore varieties. They work independently of the Drog. They're not as light on their feet as the others, but their ability to wield magic makes them much more dangerous. Kingsmith's got a long history of crazy, primordial priest crazy, sacrificial worship crazy, ancient unnameable crazy. Something in the air brings it out, and something in the soil feeds it. KG. Alright, so we're going to get ourselves a QL2 head talisman. Let's remember what my inventory key is. We don't have health. What do we have on our head? Alright, we don't have healing. We don't have any healing gear yet. What's on our head, I believe, is just another attack item. So, let's see. What have we got equipped on our character? We've got a... do we have any health items? Oh, there's a health item. The black belt's a health item. I think that's our only health item. Let's actually give ourselves a little bit more health by going with a health head talisman. So we will equip that. This should be a DPS. Yep. DPS head talisman, so we'll hang on to that. This is another health waste, so we will disassemble that. We picked that up while killing zombies, so. Alrighty. What do we get? We got an achievement. Town Council. Oh, okay, so we just progressed it. We didn't actually receive the entire achievement yet. So, as I mentioned before, you know, we finished somewhere. There should be missions nearby. The only mission, some of them are ones we've already been in the middle of doing, so we're just going to take one of the ones we already have, and I think we're going to take Tomb Raider and go all the way to the graveyard. I know this video is going to end up a little on the long side, for my apologies, but I want to make sure things kind of cut up right. So, because basically what I want to have happen is we're going to go back to the church, and we're going to go to the graveyard and pick up a quest from Henry Hawthorne there. And if I remember correctly, the quest there is going to be an investigation mission, which will be the first investigation mission we do. And with those, I want to make sure that they kind of are their own videos. So those of you who want to avoid spoilers and want to solve those missions on your own can easily skip them. And we're going to pick up the mutilated corpse. Nah, we'll be back here again. Alrighty, here we are at the graveyard. So now we have to find Eric and Mindy's grave. And if you remember correctly, we found the severed arm near a Mr. Freezy truck. So it's possible that there might be a clue near the appropriate grave. So, for example, you'll see some of these headstones are actually interactable. Let's get rid of this guy. So let's look at this gravestone. Ray McGee, shop owner, answered the final call of the wild. And actually, each of these headstones has a picture like that, so you could go through and not all of them, but all the yellow ones. So, notice this headstone has a hat cap shovel near it. This seems a likely location. Eric and Mindy, bound by death, 1875. So now we need to return the severed hand to the grave. Examine the hat. Freezy hat. So, we don't know why, but whoever drives that Freezy truck was apparently doing a minor bit of grave robbing. And there's the standard Illuminati turn-in text. And we're going to head off into the church where we will call it a day for this video. Oh no, zombies! Fortunately, the church is warded against zombies. Bye-bye! Yep, here's Henry Hawthorne. The next mission that we will do in our next video is the Kingsmith Code. And before we do that, let's quickly spend our last point here on Kneecapper, which is our first elite ability. You can only have one elite active and one elite passive equipped at a time. This is a cone. Affects up to 5 enemies in a 60-degree, 7-meter cone in front of you. A cone attack that deals 259 physical damage. Affected targets also become hindered, and their movement speed is reduced by 70% for 8 seconds. That is instant cast with a 25-second cooldown. So we're going to buy that, and let's take a look at what we can toss. I don't really want to get rid of Out for a Kill, simply because that one... Let's get rid of Escalation, because that's just an AoE ability. We've already got an AoE builder. So, there's Kneecapper. We're getting close to our first deck. Only 4 more abilities to pick up. And with our SP, let's go ahead and spend another 2 points into Chaos. So we still have 2 left in case somebody decides to toss a curveball our way in terms of equipment. And thank you all for watching. We will see you in the next video for the Kingsmith Code.